Vote Saxon07, aka this guy, named Stephen McCullagh. I started watching his channel back in 2015, but he started way back in 2008. He moved around a couple places with his videos because he had issues with YouTube at the time. So I had to make it a second called Vote Saxon Archives. I mostly know him from reviewing Doctor Who merch like sonic screwdrivers, some figurines, and mostly just an honest reviewer on toys and prop replicas. He would even create skits and fan-made films and would provide videos covering his childhood. And he got me hooked watching Doctor Who and becoming a fan. As you can see here, I got myself a little collection of some of my personal favorite stuff. But unlike him, I too had ideas making fan films, and till this day I'm still writing and rewriting fan films and stories. Anyway, he inspired me a little bit, and though throughout the years I've been a constant viewer and kept watching new ones and old ones, but in his videos and fan films he'd bring his friends together to help. Either they had fun time, had a few laughs and such. They seemed like a nice bunch. And Stephen himself too, so I thought. Get into that. Also, Vote Saxon. For all you non-fans out there of Doctor Who, one of the episodes where a Prime Minister character named Saxon, his real identity turns out to be the Master, who is a long-time villain throughout the series of Doctor Who, from the classic and the new revived series. He is one of the most vicious and evil characters to date in the show. Back on track. Years later, we got to know more about Stephen himself, from his videos, his live streams, providing his childhood, to tragically losing both of his parents. He even expressed and his blessings to them, and as well-made videos on actors and people that sadly passed away, not only briefing the lost, but also his way of understanding and extremely in-depth in terms of how he thinks about a lot of things that I really connected with. But I mostly loved his videos with his friend Anthony, known as Two Penny Milk, from his YouTube channel. They both would provide amazing content, so much laughter from these guys, and very close friends, and so many topics they discussed that they would just be great at directing these Doctor Who episodes. Unfortunately, months ago this year, I wish this was just a bad dream. The word got out that a woman named Natalie McNally, who was found dead and gutted. Turns out not only she was murdered, but her unborn baby too. And Stephen, the guy I've been watching since 2015 and chat with and looked up to, is now the prime suspect. Yes. Now, I did a quick video discussing this already, but it was extremely bad quality and mostly just wanted to move on. And all the things I discussed in that video was really poorly done because I kept going in circles because I was really extremely devastated. However, I'm here to go back into more detail on this, as like I said before, I was extremely damaged by it and heartbroken and wanted to provide anything of a doubt, hoping he didn't do it. But unfortunately that's going to be hard. Besides, I chat with him, I connected him on a very basis level by sharing similar personal stuff. He would even share his own personal stuff with Anthony in his own live streams. I even provided him on my channel, saying how much of a great guy he was. I was going to even put him on the list of top 10 underrated YouTubers in a future video that I was going to be making. Sadly, that's also going to change. Media and the people saying that Natalie is the girlfriend of Stephen. Yet, this is where it gets confusing. Apparently, Natalie was featured in his older videos. But looking back at it, it's not her at all. It's a different woman. Her name is Elizabeth, who is very much alive till this day. And if Natalie was his girlfriend, then who is his wife? He was married in 2018. So yes, I am very confused. So is this his second wife? Natalie is his second wife? I don't know, but This needs to be cleared out a little bit better because I am confused. I can only hope he is not responsible. Unfortunately, that's going to be a bit difficult because, like the messy live stream, and Stephen provided eerie hints in his live stream that doesn't look good at all. The live stream being fake and only a recording, police believed he faked this live stream to provide an alibi on the night he is accused of killing the victim. He was arrested the day after Natalie was murdered. Steve was released and ruled out as a suspect. He was rearrested on January 31st. While the video is playing, he has enough time to go at Natalie's house and commit the crime. And it really doesn't help what he mentions here.
That's what would happen in the real world. Abso-fucking-notly. Abso-fucking-notly.
But also at one time he went to the funeral and put a recording to listen in what Natalie's parents were saying. And that is a bad look as well. And it's thought out that he's been suspected allegedly within. My other video I mentioned before, I will say I haven't seen the live stream video because at the time I was in a state of refusal. Even the thought of it was just a coincidence that what he mentions or what was in the live stream. But after watching it, that is a massive coincidence to be, yes. CCTV footage showed a man board on a bus in Lisbon on the day of the killing, which is his hood pulled down and a scarf pulled up so that his face was obscured. Footage from the TransLink bus that he entered showed the man taking his change, as which point he reviewed a black glove, then revealed a second glove underneath, yellow in color. He went on to say that he believed this was considered with marigold glove and that he had recovered a glove print at the crime scene with blood on it. The man is also carrying a green bag for life, and the senior officer said a black bag could be seen inside it. Footage shows that the man leaving the bus at 10 minutes before the footage previously released of a man walking along the low road past the junction with Silverwood Green. Police believe it's the same person who was on the bus footage and that he had changed his clothes. A short time later, the man then gets into a taxi outside Farjo's bar in Lurgan. The court heard the taxi driver believed he was picking up a fare to Lurgan, but the driver told police that the man who got in asked to be taken to Lisbon and his mother was apparently sick. Police believe the man opportunistically took the driver ordered by another man. GPRS analyzed from the vehicle later obtained for the taxi shows it stopped off outside the address of Stephen McCullagh. It was also revealed that Stephen's phone had been seized when he was arrested, and it had been off network between 6 p.m. and 11 and 16 p.m. The court was told the phone was manually activated at the time, which was around 3 minutes after the taxi had stopped at Stephen's house. DCI McGuinness described this as a strange behavior at a significant time for this investigation. Stephen later said in a written statement that his YouTube broadcast had not been live, but said he had to been at home drinking and falling asleep, which was why his phone was not in use. He said he had woken at some point and swiped up to activate the phone. Stephen denies the murder and said someone else may have been dropped off in a taxi near his home. A public prosecution lawyer had urged the judge to refuse bail, insisting there was no condition that would alleviate concerns about releasing the murder accused. The CCTV footage is a bit blurry, but some people who would watch Stephen's videos for a while would observe that the footage of this dude moving is how Steven kind of walks, as that's not definitive and cannot find any good clips of him the way he's walking a long distance. That way I can compare the two footages, but that's not enough evidence at the moment. Red flags of his crime, this post where he was planning it for a while, even that is not enough to get the person murdered. And out of his videos and vlogs that he has looking more and more disheveled, besides his rightful frustrations on how the Doctor Who show is being slowly degrading and his topics on it, but the loss of both of his parents, and combine that, and it is confirmed by him, he puts a jolly act to start off his videos in the most productive and active way of sounding. That way he does not sound bored or tired. So me too, I provide a lot of energy in my videos so I don't sound so boring or depressing in my videos, even though when I actually am depressing, you have to fake these things. But who knows what's been going on through his head, and people may think his alibi for it all, for killing this woman and child, might have to do with his description that he has changed years ago. A man-child. I guess he was afraid of changing, or to feel like he was not able to do what he loves doing with all this news pressure of have a baby. I don't know, but that's just speculation. But his friend Anthony, known as Two Penny Milk, that's his YouTube channel name, featured in many of his videos and live streams I've watched. And they talk to each other, they collab, both of their relatable stuff.
One little white ball and they put it onto the scales and it tips the scales. It actually makes, like, his one good deed made all the bad deeds worth it. And do you know what? I've done a lot of shit in my life. I've hurt people, I've upset people, and I've annoyed people. I'm probably still gonna, because that's just fucking life. You know, you can't please everyone. But there have been times where I have been a bit of a dipshit. And I like to think, like, I don't think too much of the next world or the afterlife or anything like that. I want to focus more on this one.
Yeah.
And if there is an afterlife, and if it is exactly the way it is in the British Empire, I want there to be more white balls than black balls. I want there to be more good things than bad things in my life. I want, whenever I die, for people to go, that guy made me happy. And if there's more people on this earth that went, Stephen McCullagh, vote Section 07, however the fuck they know me as, he was a good guy. He never fucked anyone over. He never let anyone down. He was my role model. He was my inspiration. He was just a guy that I liked on YouTube. He never fucked a child. He never, like he never killed anyone. He never robbed anyone. He never stole from anyone, and he never used and abused anyone. If I get to the pearly gates and the black balls and the white balls are there, the amount of people thinking, it's such a shame the world's lost someone special, then I'll know I've done a good job. I've helped people. And I always picture it the same old way. Me, as a little boy in my bedroom, watching my Robot Wars and making my my cardboard models. And I sort of see it as, there is like an 8-year-old kid or a 10-year-old kid or a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old or whoever the fuck out there right now that sits and goes, I am feeling a little bit lonely and I'm feeling a little bit bored and I need something to distract me from this sadness that I feel. And if they stick on one of my videos or one of our videos and it makes them happy, even for just the duration of that video, then that's more than enough of a reward for me. I don't care if I get to 1 million subscribers. I don't care if I never get a single subscriber again in my entire life. What I've had, the journey that I've had over these last 10 years, it's meant the world to me and I wouldn't change it. It's just made me who I am today. I would be completely different if it weren't for going on this madcap journey and all the late nights and all the editing and all the worrying about things arriving on time or saving up to buy things and what have you.
After this murder investigation, Anthony deleted his channel, Facebook page and all, and left this message. Due to recent events, this channel has been shut down. All the content has been taken down and will be moved to another new channel once it has been made. And I feel bad for him and only wish support, but also Natalie's family and everyone who knew Anthony as well as Stephen. And if Stephen is found guilty and locked up for his crime, then everything he stood for and what I had in common is thrown out the window. As well, everything he did, meeting his favorite Doctor Who actors, him and his friends being a member of Robot Wars, meeting the actors who played Ghostbusters, following their dreams. He not only just burst a hole into the communities, but to all the actors and people he blessed, and grief those who tragically passed away. It just comes back at just spitting on their graves. It's not only now just disrespectful, even his parents would be ashamed, looking down on him, but to those who are still with us, would consider him shameful to commit this crime. Stephen saying or being with these lovely and kind people. After writing this, I have discovered something very odd. And I won't claim this to be true, but after looking the footage again, besides being a bit blurry and pixelated, what we think is Stephen from the way he walks, to his shoes, what he wears, but here is something I noticed after looking the footage very closely and pausing it a few times. The way this person is shaped body-wise and posture shown here seems to be a bit skinny and all that, but does not appear to be Stephen in form despite wearing facial clothing. Yeah, I'll get back into that, and apparently from the articles, I didn't know that Natalie, and according to the police, that Natalie knew the murderer was enough to let him in the house, which hence is the target attack. Now, I couldn't find anything that robbery was at play here or not, but reading some of this, I got a feeling that maybe it was someone else. That Stephen mentioned that someone could have gone on the bus, and Natalie might have knew this person, friend or not, I don't know, but besides looking at the CCTV footage, it looks nothing like Stephen, even though it is blurry and pixelated, but you can tell the shape-wise, this person looks completely different in terms of gut and posture, his mass, I guess you could say. Know how the evidence is presented, and there will be more to come later on in the future, but you can see two sides of the coin. If you're in a certain direction, you will find what's created patterns, but if you find something that doesn't follow, the rest ends up with more questions, with missing details and doesn't follow correctly. Like taking pages out of a murder mystery novel, or skipping episodes. By doing that, you will get missing details. You ended up getting the wrong person in your head and thinking this was him, but it wasn't actually him because you're missing pages out of it. Anyway, like I said, Stephen did it or not, we don't know. Some people, like me, really wanted him to be innocent. I really want justice for Natalie's family, and I do want the police to get the right person who was responsible. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about it, and certainly not my job, as I am not from this country. Australia, I'm not even the right region. I'm from the whereabouts of this case I am in. And anyway, that's all I gotta say. I just want to make this another video a bit more better than my other video. Yeah, I just want to get my facts straight, because considering my other video, I was a bit all over the place, because I was devastated. I couldn't get my words out across. Yeah, I hope you liked this video, and please check out my Facebook page and Instagram page. I hope all the best and support for Natalie's family. It's not just that this woman was murdered, but her unborn baby too, who never got the chance to see light, to have a good future in the world. This is, yeah, I got nothing else. I don't know how to end this video besides we all feel sorry for Natalie's family and we wish justice. And yes, this is not the best video to be putting out during Easter, but I want to get this out of the way as quick as possible. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you like it, and please check out my Facebook page and Instagram page like I said before. And remember, I'll see you in the future. Bye bye.
Its concluding message, which I'm not going to spoil here, really spoke to me and led me into giving away some of the constructor sets I've reviewed over the years to my 6-year-old second cousin, who is definitely a master builder in training. And I can't wait to have kids of my own, so I can pass this old plastic bucket of bits on to a whole new generation, and a whole lot of inspiration and creativity along with it.